think I'm about the 5th owner that's finally got it on the road again. It was originally bought from Australia by Mary Carney. She was quite a well-known female racer. Her husband, Jim Carney, sponsored quite a few of the early BDA cars and that from England. She also owned an Arbin Cooper, which she bought from, they bought from England and replaced that, and she raced it quite successfully. And as she did in that car as well, I think she was the first lady that won an open class race in that car, I believe, anyway. It's had a few articles in the historic classic car magazine. It's got a few scars, which I found with the photographic evidence in some of the magazines and things like that. So it was in a fairly sad state when I got it. It was pretty rust-free, but it had been knocked around and left sitting in a little barn down in the car for a long, long time. I bought it from Picton, from the chap I used to sail against. His wife needed a new kitchen, so she foregone the Mini and got a new kitchen. I think she still regrets that, but it's been a long time coming, and yeah, finally I gave it a good push about 2 or 3 years ago, and an ex-power beater, one of my apprentices gave me a hand to do the rest of the body, and Phil Dean helped me a hell of a lot with a lot of the mechanical, and Glenn Rogers from Auckland did all the motor and bits and pieces, and yeah, it's I'm not quite sure where it ended up financially or anything else, but it's on the road finally, and yeah, it's been darn exciting taking it for its first drive, and hopefully it'll just hang together for a few more 1,000 miles, and I'll get a bit of enjoyment out of it. But yeah, it seems to be settling in quite nicely now. It's a few little teething problems, but nothing much, and it's been really, really reliable. So very happy with it. So yeah, it's had quite a few owners in its day. Angus Fogg's father, Jared, he owned it for a while. I think Angus learned a bit of his driving skills in it way back a long, long time ago when he was a young fella. The guy Simon Cressy owned it. Jim Reese, he owned it, who was a Austin Healey racer and quite a well-known Auckland circuit guy. So it's been around the blocks quite a bit, but it's got a great history, and I've still got the original ownership papers for it, and Jim Reese did a full chase of all the owners over the years, and he's documented it all, and he's just updated it for me. And when he comes back down from Auckland, he'll probably drop a set of those off for me, which will be really, really good. And it's very, very interesting reading. But yeah, it's an amazing little thing, and I'm very, very happy to own it at the moment. So yeah, that's her. Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting us.
Thanks, Darren. Graham Taylor. I owned a few Mini Coopers when I was 16, 17. Liked minis, so I got a job by lying about my age to Dominion Motors selling new ones. And I was able to have a new Mini every 3 months because I sold the old one as a used car. And I was saving up for a Mini Cooper S, and I remember selling the last one. I thought, oh, I'll get one later. So when I started looking for Cooper S's, they were 30,000. When they got to 80, I still hadn't bought one. And so I lowered my sights a bit, and a few years had gone by, and I came across this car. This car was sold new in 1967 in Palmerston North, and the lady that bought it had it for 23 years. When she passed, her son took it over with his wife, and they did about 40,000 miles more on it. It was 50,000 miles at the end of her 23 years. And so her son and his wife took it over, and they eventually outgrew it, didn't want it anymore, and the wife's father, Ian Mackenzie in Auckland, who was a hot rodder, he bought it and decided to give it a little birthday, which ended up being completely in pieces. And he slowly put it back together, and it won a prize at Concourse Ellerslie in 2014. And part of it, putting it back together, was to use as many original parts as possible, which is the trim and the body, and I think the wheels have been changed, but he couldn't resist the temptation to send the motor to Lynn Rogers. So it's not quite a 998 Mini Deluxe anymore. On the dyno, it's running at over 90 miles an hour at 6,000 revs, and it revs to 6.5 comfortably. But the rest of it is just a nice standard Morris Mini Deluxe. Came off the line in Australia in '67, which was very convenient because when Stanley started finally working on his car, we were able to look where all the pieces went.
Yeah.
About twice a week for 3 years. And so I've had this for 6 years and done a little bit of work here and there, tidying it up, also with the help of Phil Dean. And more lately, time's gone into the Cooper S, which is a stunning car. And you may or may not know, but I'm a motor vehicle valuer, and that's a $100,000 car sitting there. Wow. And almost impossible to replicate here or in the UK. That's it.
Anyone got any questions for the guys?
Had you driven Mini before you got this on the road?
Yeah. My mum had a little Mini Deluxe like that.
It's red, wasn't it?
I bought that off her years and years ago. When I was at college, at Rongotai College, the music teacher, Pat Jennings, he was a big burly man, and he had two Cooper S's. One was an earlier one, 997, 908, something like that. Anyway, and then he updated to a 1275 later model, Mark II, I think it was. And as a schoolboy of about 12 or 13, I thought I'm going to have one of those cars one day, Cooper S. And that finally came across in a million bits. And the history was so good. I said to the guy, Sam Edwards, if you want to sell it, give me a call. And he did, and now he's ringing me saying, if you ever want to sell it, give me a call.
So for both of you then,
Oh, he would, yeah.
you would having had that experience when you were, young driving them, and then coming back to it years later. How did you find, that sort of, expectation versus the reality and that sort of thing of actually driving them, driving more modern vehicles and all that?
Well, you can't get over the noise in them. They are noisy. Compared to, driving new Subaru or whatever. You're driving it, that's for sure. And it's good fun, it goes really good. So, I've still got a few things to iron out, but I'm getting the noise level down in the cab a little bit further and bits and pieces like that, but it's going really good, it's running strong, and hopefully, I won't thrash it to death before I run it in.
Anyone else want to? So they're both Australian cars?
Yes, they're both Aussie. Mark one is there. Yeah, I believe fairly close to the months as well, I think. Yeah. I have got the original ownership papers for it, and it goes right through to the guy who did the history on it, Jim Reese, and he was the last person on the ownership papers. So there was one, two, three more owners after him, and I'm the third one after him. So, and I think I'm the fifth owner that's when it's been off the road. And I sort of researched the mileage on it. It still had all the interior was original and stuff like that, and it still had the original 120 mile an hour speedo head and all that sort of stuff. And the history was one of the owners had it stolen in Hamilton, and they tried to take the speedo head out of from underneath the bonnet, which they stole the carburetors and manifold and bits and pieces off it as well, which is all documented in the history of it. And you can still see when I've left it there, the little weld mark where they, on the firewall, where they tried to pull the speedo out through the hole in the firewall. Yeah, so I've left a few things like that too, so just sort of, and had an accident at Pukekohe, it hit a Mustang or something, and right below the headlight, and the evidence of that was still there. So when we were redoing the body, we sort of left a few little weld marks and bits and pieces here, just so you can still see that sort of stuff on it. So yeah, it's got a good history, and I've tried to sort of keep as much of it as possible still with the car. Yeah, but they get thrashed and bashed about a bit, but the body on that was extremely good, and it was surprising actually, because it's had a bloody lot of owners and it's been around the block and back a bit. Yeah, but I think it's still only done about 83 or 4,000 miles.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been off the road for 30 years, which is pretty much half its life, I suppose. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate you guys bringing your cars in, and I'm sure the rest of the team do as well. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to have a chat to Graham and Stan about the cars. But I think we'll wrap it up here now. Look,
We've had a technical failure.
our tea and coffee is just that this evening. It's just tea, coffee, and sugar. Jeff's not here this evening, so but yeah, feel free to make yourself a tea and coffee. There's just no milk. That's the end of it.
But there's biscuits, right?
No.
Well, what is this bullshit?
We're going to have a minor discussion with Jeff with whips and chains.
That'd be great. Something you might not know: there's secret cake club at Richard's office tomorrow morning at 10:30. So if you feel hard done, have you not gotten your cakes and cookie amounts, then pop down and see Rich tomorrow. He'll make you a coffee. He's got cake there.
But thanks everyone for attending. And yeah, don't forget, obviously we've got the driver training day or track day on the 20th, and of course Patrick's got his event here as well. But yeah, thank you all, and we'll see you next month.
And we do apologise for the lack of the coffee and biscuits.
I'm not going to keep